Today, we're going to talk about gamifying our project planning process. Let's go. What's going on, everybody? Logan Skis here. Today, we're going to be syncing up on the venture map. I'm on a journey for 90 days, taking you step by step how to map out an entire organization visually using the venture map. So if you followed me so far, you'd know some of the base tools to develop a venture map. Today, I'm going to show you how to get your own for free by clicking the link below, then setting that up in your own virtual workspace. From there, we're going to be doing a quick sprint over the board as a gamified project planning process. Let's dive into the boards. All right, so first thing you're going to want to do is click the link below this video and download a free venture map canvas. It's going to come as a PDF. Simply download that to your desktop, and then second step is to come here. Go to Miro.com. You're going to set up an account for free. Once you've created your account, you're going to come into here and click New Board. Now, as it loads, you're going to get an option to choose from templates. Miro's got tons of templates that you can utilize to get a great head start. Today, I'm simply going to click the X, and you'll notice as you're inside of Miro, it's a blank canvas. If you want some base fundamentals on tools that we're going to utilize during this journey, go back to video 2 and see the 3 essentials for Miro. All right, so if you have the venture map template downloaded as a PDF, you can simply drag and drop it in, or you could come down to this space, upload from device, and pull it in. Pretty straightforward. Now here's the key. When it comes in, it's going to be relatively small. You want this to be as large as possible without going beyond the screen's dimensions. So notice here in the mini map, I'm at about 25%. You can always click this button, open it up, or just click the M for mic key. Now basically you can zoom out. I advise you just go ahead and drag the map until it fills up the entire screen. So you're going to want to be at about 1%. So I keep bringing it larger. Now I'm beyond 1% here. This is as far out as I can go. Bingo. Now I want this to be as big as my screen. So I could probably go just a bit larger here. There we go. Now I advise locking this in place. Otherwise, you could click it and move it around accidentally. So simply click, and if you're on a Mac, Command L for lock. If you're not on a Mac, you can, or you want to do it the long way, click these 3 dots, drop it down, and hit lock. So that's pretty straightforward. Click the link below. Tell us where to send this PDF. Bring it into a Miro account after you've created a free profile, and then drag it in. That's really how we're going to get started. You need to have this set up in Miro. This is your template to begin. Now there's 3 core lanes that we're going to use in the venture map for this journey. The first lane is our culture lane. The second is business, and the third is experience. We're going to break down what these look like even further here in a moment. Let's look at culture. We're going to begin at the individual level, answering who we are. From there, we'll proceed forward and looking at teams, defining the core identity of our team. And then we'll look at the organization as a whole. Mission, vision, purpose, these things will go here. It's why we exist. Secondly, we're going to proceed into business, the row designated specifically for business. We're going to start with our strategy. What's the game plan? We're going to look at architecture, our overall blueprint and business model, and then we'll look at operational processes and playbooks, how we're doing what we're doing. Lastly, we'll be in the experience lane. We'll define the traffic channels, our top of funnel, our mid funnel to conversion point, and then our fulfillment and product or service delivery. So that's a real brief overview on the venture map template that you can get for just by clicking the link below, telling me where you want to send it. So next we're going to go through a venture map sprint. This can be done in one sitting, and I actually advise it is done in one sitting. Simply put a timer on by clicking this button below. Let's go for 6 minutes. Hit play, and we're rolling. Just like I defined in our 3 Miro Essentials video, there's text, there's notes, and there's shapes. Everything in the venture map was built using those tools, shapes and text. So you're going to come through with the third element and begin with notes. We're going to start with a low fidelity map, and then we're going to increase the fidelity through visual development, and something we'll talk about in a follow-on video. But find yourself a note, get it sized up to an appropriate dimension, appropriate size, and then place it on the board. Now, if you've got just one person, just yourself, maybe you're a solopreneur, creator, coach, consultant, business owner, and it's just you, maybe just you and a partner, or you have a small team, you can start really easily here. There's no need to overthink it. You can always come back around for further details later. We're going to do focused videos on how we approach this and go down the rabbit hole on defining the individual identity of our leadership. But for today, you can simply start with base things such as the name, the role, responsibilities. If you want to get culturally relevant, you can put things like passions, hobbies, personality types, technical proficiencies, individual vision boards. But to get started, bust a couple of those core elements out. Now, if it's literally just you, that'll take a few seconds. Once you're all done, go ahead and push forward. From there, you're going to look at the team. Now, maybe you already have a team. Maybe you are looking to build one in the future. Whether you're a solopreneur working on your own or you have multiple people working alongside of you, you're going to want to define some aspirational characteristics of your team. What are your shared values? What are the guiding principles? It can be as simple as that. A couple of thoughts in each note, and then you're moving forward. Next, we're going to look at the organization. Why do you exist? Why does the company exist? This can be things like mission, vision, the purpose, like Simon Sinek says, your just cause. Again, view this as a seed for something you can come back around and work on later. You want to get the whole map fleshed out first, and having this time trial helps you move through it at a more expedient level. Let's talk about the game plan. What does the game plan look like? Now, I'm going to put in a tool here that I would recommend using. If you're brand new to this sort of business innovation strategy space, the Lean Canvas is an awesome place to start. So is the Value Proposition Canvas. Or maybe I just leave it at that for now. The only other thing perhaps would be a market analysis or market size, just call it that. Here we go. So when we're looking at architecture, this can be something like a capability model or a process map, a business plan, maybe even a pitch deck. Give me a little more insight on the structure of the business in your own words and in your own way. Don't overthink it. Something in this domain is a great place to start. From there, you look at playbooks. How are you doing what you're doing? For example, if you're running a coffee shop, maybe you're opening, closing, cleaning, you're ordering inventory, selling, preparing. These sorts of core processes need to be defined. So you can simply come through here and define what process looks like for your company. And you can map these things out like so. This is how we would typically start. Just like that. Give yourself and your colleagues or your stakeholders a good visual insight into the core processes. Maybe there are none and you have to invent them off the fly. It's a healthy exercise to do that. From here, we're going to look at our traffic channels. You can simply break this down in a couple of ways: paid and organic. All right, we're going to give ourselves just another minute here. You can look at dividing into different strategies such as content marketing strategy and outbound, but let's just say we map out all of our social media pages and we map out all of our advertising efforts. Then we want to say, what is our top of funnel? Maybe that's a website homepage. Maybe that's your kind of core, but maybe you also have a designated landing page. Let's call it a opt-in, and some traffic is going straight there. This is a great time to bring in the wireframe tool. Maybe you have an opt-in page here with a lead generator. So from there, perhaps you have a nurture sequence that drives into some sort of value video, webinar, VSL, blog. Let's just call it a video sales letter. There's a series of those, and you have a checkout page or a booking link, and then you actually will have the sales event closer down to here. And then you get into fulfillment. You're going to have something like onboarding and service or product delivery. And perhaps there's a retention marketing effort or customer engagement effort. Maybe there's a retention marketing email sequence or customer education. All right, maybe there's something to this effect. And we have a upsell opportunity or cross-channel sales. And then we have advocacy at the end. Okay, so that was a little bit over our 6-minute mark, but my hope is that you can see sitting down in one session and putting some high-level thoughts on the board can be a real healthy practice. As an entrepreneur, a business owner, a project manager, gamifying the process with a time constraint, using the lowest fidelity method possible, which is virtual sticky notes, and force yourself not to fall down the rabbit hole of any of these boxes. Now, we can further explore what some of these things look like. A great example is coming into strategy. Now, let's say you're looking at your own board and you find an area that needs more work than others. Maybe this is a priority. You're coming through here and you're like, wow, the most critical area of focus is in your strategy. And you want to leverage a methodology that's proven over time to be effective in the strategic domain. Let's go ahead and look at the Lean Canvas or the business model canvas. Now, this is one of our active boards. And as you can see, we like to go in depth with the level of details in our boards. If you want to detail out your boards in a similar way as us, we're more than happy to help out. You can check out the VentureMap Foundations course. We'll be launching that soon, and it'll walk you through the journey to building out a fully developed board. But you'll want to leverage best practice tools like this and then guided workshops that'll bring you through every single step of the journey. Now, the Lean Canvas is designed by Ash Moria. He's a brilliant guy. It's an adaptation from Alexander Osterwilder's business model canvas, which is really fused perfectly together with Steve Blank's customer development methodology. So we're really standing on the shoulders of titans here. There's a number of different tools that can be utilized. Just getting post-it notes on the board is really step one. We like to say that it's step 0.1 because if you haven't done anything in terms of visualizing your business in a collaborative virtual workspace before, we have to go from 0 to that first step, that tiny step. We can get insanely detailed in these boards, and we can map out every single element of your organization over time through the process of visual development. So I'm going to break here. Thanks so much for watching. The core concepts we covered in this video was getting your free venture map through clicking the link below. It's telling us where you want us to send it. From there, sign up for a free Miro account. Pull it in, make that venture map canvas as large as your screen can be at 1% zoom, and put a timer on, maybe 10 minutes, run through the whole thing, putting ideas on the board. Force yourself to keep a time constraint, gamify the process, have fun with it. Try not to overthink or fall down the rabbit hole, and get your whole mind interfaced into the map as best you possibly can. We're going to provide you with further details on each of these segments and each of the tools within the segments moving forward. So it's a critical first step to do your best and interface with the board. And if there's blank spots, that's all right. If there's areas that you know you got to put more effort into, that's perfect, because that's the reason we do a flush out on the first go. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll look forward to seeing you in the next video.